focused on my performance, which meant you were in your head, right? So therefore you weren't actually in your body.
Yeah.
And you know, the woman's portal to her pussy is through her heart. And so if that area isn't open and available to the man that she's being with, it may be more, oh, hey, I've got a puppy who's having a moment in the background.
Okay.
He's saying, yes.
You're right. Okay. You go, girls. Pussy power. Pussy power.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, he's so sweet.
When this space is not open, like say we're having a one-night stand, or say we just haven't had that connection or that heart connection, we're not dropped into our hearts, it can be more challenging. I'm not saying you can't orgasm from that place, but this is why breast massage is so beautiful for women, to drop us into our bodies, to drop us into our heart spaces, to open up the space, because it's literally this is like one side of the pole and the pussy is the other. And so being able to drop into our bodies here first allows this to open up. And when I say this, I'm pointing to my pussy. And a lot of us are wound up, our shoulders are up to our ears, and we're thinking about, you know, the laundry we've got to do, we've got to clean the bathroom before people come over tonight, we've got that job to get done, we've got this we've got that catch up with a friend, like we've got 100 million things going on in our mind. And then we go and try and insert something into our pussies, and it's like tight, or it's dry, or it's like not receptive, and we start playing there, but then we're still thinking about all these things in our heads, and we never really receive pleasure. And I don't believe that orgasm, like climax, is
the final,
the only way to the only experience of pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so my answer to your question is be with the body. Put music on, set a scene, light some candles, massage your breasts, drop into your body and breathe into your body and touch it and play with it and explore it and actually create space for it. Because I believe that orgasm is not just climax, it's the presence we give our pleasure, it's the presence that we give to what's actually going on in the body. And sometimes in self-pleasure, that can look like crying. Sometimes that can look like releasing anger and having a tantrum. Sometimes that can look like having a full, like, goosebumpy, orgasmic, wavy, climaxy experience. It doesn't have to look any which way. There is no goal. And being open and available to even just touch your body in different ways, like light touching, tapping, deep massage, you know, thumping little areas just to wake up the sensation of the body, because a lot of us experience numbness because of tension in the body. And so for any women who are listening who have experienced that, like those stats, I did see that on Instagram myself the other day, and I thought, that doesn't surprise me, because a woman with a woman, you know, especially with that stat of 65%, I'm like, of course, because if they know their body, they know that gentleness and that contact and that connection of eyes and like touch, like pretty much every time a man, and when I've been in a relationship, has given me a massage, it ends up in sex, because I relax into my body. And so it's knowing that we need to be out of our minds and in our bodies to even receive through our pussy, even receive through our orgasm.
That's really interesting, and that's really important as well, to get to know our bodies. How do we like to be touched? Because even then, if we are in a relationship, we can guide our partner to touch us in a way that we like, and we enjoy being touched that way. There's so much power in it.
Once we are empowered in our sexuality, we can empower another to help us in relationship.
That's extremely beautiful. I want to touch a little bit about intimacy and the fear of intimacy, because at some point in my life, I thought that I have like commitment issues, when really I had fear of intimacy. But intimacy is not really connected with sex. It's way more than that. It's that emotional part of us that don't want to be discovered by other human beings, that we want to keep it to ourselves. That's why we can't fully express ourselves to other people. Tell me more about it, about intimacy. What's intimacy?
Yeah, so I love wordplay. I love semantics. I love playing with words. And that word intimacy, if you were to break it up and hear it differently, into me, I see.
Oh my God,
Right?
that's yes, yeah.
So it's allowing someone to fully see you. It's allowing
Wow.
someone to really be seen by you and to be seen by another. And that can look like, revealing. It can reveal emotions. It can reveal fears. It can reveal heartache. It can reveal so much when we're allowing someone to fully allow ourselves to be seen. And, I think people have this idea that they have this fear of being seen, like, oh, I can't do a Facebook Live or an Instagram Live or start doing TikToks or something because I don't want people to see me. Like, oh, that's really scary. We've got this fear of being seen, but the fear is actually like, what if people really see me? What if I'm really seen and then I'm not accepted? I'm not loved. I'm not approved of. And when you realize that it's all love and that's all we're playing in here, you can actually allow people to see deeper and deeper into you because they're seeing the part of you that is love, and vice versa. So when you can meet someone in deep intimacy, you're really exchanging the deepest part of you, which is pure innocence and love.
Yeah. It's extremely hard, especially if our inner child is very wounded, and then we get ourselves in those relationships that we think that we can open ourselves, and we try to open ourselves, but it's just the wrong person. And then it really takes a lot to work on it, and having that knowledge that, okay, I feel safe enough. How can you create that security to be open to intimacy with other human being?
Yeah, so I don't believe safety is found in another. I think you create it within yourself. And of course, you've got to keep yourself safe. I'm not talking about like allowing people to, be emotionally or physically abusive to you. That's a no. That's building safety in yourself, is knowing your sacred no. But what I speak to when I say that is when you know yourself so fully and you open up to another, you're not looking for approval. You're not looking for someone's acceptance. You don't have an expectation that they have to show up any which way, because they get to be exactly who they are so that you can be exactly who you are. And the moment we put expectation into the mix, we kill all intimacy, because we can only be how we're being in one moment, and so can another. And any expectation that we place on how they're supposed to receive us creates a lot of suffering for us. So allowing what shows up in the space, allowing to see how it's received or not received, and being in that with our own resilience, our own nervous system, seeing what is here for us. And it's about allowing ourselves to fully accept ourselves no matter how someone else feels with it. Coming back to that place within ourselves going, oh, that wasn't received how I thought it would. How does this feel in me? How do I feel? Oh, I feel like there's tears coming up. I'm going to nurture them. I'm going to be with my emotions, so that, because our emotions are ours. No one can actually make us feel anything or hurt our feelings. It's more of a, what am I choosing to be with now that that's showing up in this dynamic? Because it's a dance, it's a play, it's a creative flow that you're creating with another, and how you choose to be with it. We can contract again, and we can hide if someone does something that we don't feel loved by, or we can play with it. We can reveal through it. A beautiful human that I follow, woman on Instagram, is Madeline Moon, and she does these amazing reels around the art of revealing. She's got something coming out at the moment called Creativity and Love, and it's around, like, rather than being in your normal behavior of shutdown or passive aggressive, like going into saying nothing, revealing through theatrics and creating a play in it so that you can reveal what's underneath the hurt, reveal more love, so that you can be seen in it and it can be received. And it's playing in that polar energy of the masculine and the feminine. So anyone listening, I highly recommend following Madeline Moon, because her reels are like perfection for exactly what you're speaking about. And so to create more intimacy with another, I believe you need to create it with yourself. Spend time with yourself without looking outside, without looking on your phone, without listening to anything. Go out in nature, see nature reflected as you, learn about yourself, explore your body, touch your body, be with your body, move your body, dance in ways that you've never moved your body before, feel what's here, and look after yourself. Take care of this being that is your pleasure portal. No one outside of you is your pleasure portal. You are it. Your body is the pleasure portal, and your hands don't give you pleasure. A penis doesn't give you pleasure. Your body is the pleasure. Nothing gives it to you. It's already here. It's just being activated through the presence of being with it. And so when you realize that it all comes from you, you don't go searching for it or needing it as, like, I mean, we have human desires and needs, of course.
Yeah.
However, building that knowing and that trust that your pleasure is already created within you, and anything that comes into your space that plays with that with you is something to be with. It's not something to hide from. It's something that you can reveal through and learn more about yourself through.
What helps you to be your authentic self? What practices do you do? How you love yourself? How you show yourself love?
For me, it has been a practice of not giving a shit what anyone thinks.
Woo! Like, that's what we want. Yeah.
Yeah, like just letting go of not needing to do anything for anyone or look a certain way for anyone. And I still get caught up in it. I'm human.
Of course.
However, like the less fucks I give, the more I love myself.
That's beautiful.
So therefore, the more I can practice unraveling and letting go of like what it needs to look like or what it needs to sound like or be like, or, you know, how it's meant to look in 10 years time or 5 minutes time. Like the more I can just let go of everything and just be here now, that is where the goal is for me.
That's extremely powerful. I think that sometimes we just try to control everything and everyone, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting to control everything and everyone. And I had a situation recently when I just had to let go. And I did it. I was like, problem's gone. Like, I don't have to deal with that. It's not me. I'm not the problem. This is not my problem. And I was like, it's so easy. Why would I control the situation, the outcome, the person? Like, it's not on me. It's not on my shoulders. I was like, it's so easy and so powerful to just let it be. Just let it flow. Let go. If it's meant to be, it will be. That's absolutely fine. What is your self-care routine?
I am not a routine person.
What do you do for yourself?
So I don't have a schedule. I really flow with my body. So some of my rituals, because I was a beauty therapist and I was actually a holistic facialist, I used to look after skin, having really good skincare products and like loving the smell of them and the texture of them and being with them when I'm putting them on my skin. That's a ritual that happens twice a day, and whether I'm super present with it or not, it's the smell, it's the touch, it's the being with it, loving the products that you use and using really good products. Like I'm talking about like the product that I use at the moment, well, I've used for years, is like plant medicine for your skin. It's so beautiful. And so that's one thing I do every day. I love walking on the beach or going out hiking. So that's something that I do for my self-care. I do that every day. Saunas, cold therapy, I love them at the moment. We're in winter here in New Zealand, and so getting in the ocean and after a sauna is like, oh, so good. During my bleed, I often will do a ritual with my blood.
What's the ritual?
Claiming my blood. depends. It came through. I started doing this years ago after an ayahuasca journey. I was bleeding over that weekend while I was on this retreat, and